Hey guys, this is going to be my first ever inspired celebrity look that I've ever done. I'm going to be recreating the February 2011 cover of Cosmopolitan with Mila Kunis on it. I have been told that I look like Mila Kunis ever since that 70s show started. What was I, like a freshman in high school maybe? And I've been getting comments since I started YouTube about it, and I take it as a compliment. I think she's gorgeous. Absolutely love her personality. She's really fun. But I cannot tell you how many messages I have received lately from people that say that I need to pick up Cosmopolitan magazine because I look just like Mila Kunis on the cover. And so I finally picked it up, but I thought that this would have been a perfect opportunity for me to do my first kind of celebrity inspired look, being that people tell me I look like her. Maybe you think I do, maybe you think I don't. Either way, it doesn't matter to me, but I thought this would be really fun. I can't show you the cover because of copyright issues, but I will put a link in my description box to the cover so you can see it and kind of do a comparison. She looks flawless and gorgeous on the cover. Obviously, her skin is very glowy and bronzed and perfect. And then her eyes are very sultry. I used heavy black liner, which I never ever do, so this was a little out of my comfort zone. But her eyelids are bright. She has some contouring around the crease and like I said, the eyeliner, and then definitely she has some fake lashes on. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you care to see how I recreated, then keep watching. Okay, just to save on time, I already went ahead and just primed my eyelid with Painterly Paint Pot. You can use any primer you want. The first thing is her eyelids are very bright. So any kind of brightening nude color works great. I'm going to first use Naked Pigment from MAC. There you go. And I am applying that with a synthetic brush. This is a MAC 242. I would definitely recommend using some sort of synthetic brush when you're applying pigments, just so that they really pick up the product well and lay it down on your eye. So I'm just going to create just a base with this on your eyelid. Make sure you really get it in here good. I don't have anything on my face. I didn't do foundation or concealer because I wanted to be part of the tutorial, but also because you never know with fallout, and since we're working with darker colors, it's best to just do that last. So there's that, and then next I'm going to layer that with Glamour Doll Eyes' Dazzle Me. This is another really good nude color. It's got some silver flecks. It's almost like Naked, a little bit darker, but still very brightening. And we're just going to pack that on like that. In her crease, it's almost like a very mid-tone, almost dark taupey color. A little bit almost black too. So what I decided to do was first take Copper Plate, which is this like mid-tone gray-brown color, and then later on I'm just going to mix in a little bit of Carbon, which is just MAC's Matte Black. So for that I'm using the Sigma E35 tapered brush, and I'm first going to just pick up some of Copper Plate, and first you kind of want to just create your shape. So working from the outside in, we're going to pack it on and actually bring the color all the way in. It's really going to kind of outline your lid. And you kind of want to bring it up further than I normally would, and almost pull it out. So that when your eye is open, and it's actually best to do this with your eye open and looking straight ahead so that you can create the shape, because the color really peeks out. Her eyes are looking straight at you on the cover, and you can see that color peeking out. So I'm even going to bring it up a little bit further. And that right here is going to create a good shadow. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of Carbon on my brush and just go back over that, just to darken this up a bit. You could use any matte black that you have. And now I'm just mixing the two a little bit back and forth. And I'm going to go one more time over. Okay. These look about even, and you could always go back and build that up if you need to. Actually, I might do that right now. I'm going to just go back over the lid so we don't lose any of that bright color. Okay, so that's really it for as far as colors go. Next, I'm just going to take an E40 from Sigma. This is the old 224 in soft brown, which is right here. I'm just going to get a bunch of that on my brush, and I'm going to kind of put this right above the color, almost hitting the brow bone. You can see I brought it up pretty far here, and I'm just copying the cover. Next, I'm going to do just a little bit of highlight right here. That's where she has it on the cover, and for that I'm using the color Mylar, which is right here. It's a neutral, and I'm just going like right at the start of where your eye is. Your eyeball, I should say. So that's kind of different to put it right here instead of, you know, under the highest arch. So that is it. I'm just going to wipe away any fallout so it's not distracting you. Next is the eyeliner. This is huge. This is really what you see first when you see the cover. This is really what sticks out. It's definitely black. You can't really tell from the picture what kind of wing is on the outside, so I just did a pretty small one. But for the most part, it's very thick. From here, obviously thinner on the inner corner, but then it gets really thick. And so you could use a liquid liner, you could even use a pencil, but for this, to have the most control, I find using a gel works best. So I'm using Black Chalk Fluid Line from MAC, and I'm going to use my, I don't even know, the Sigma 2, it was the 209, I don't know what it is now. It's just a pointed eyeliner brush. Very carefully start and just build it up to get thicker as we go. Just work. Once you get most of the product off the brush, come on into the inner corner because you want this to be pretty thin. You don't want to goop this on. If you put the eyeliner too thick on the inner corner, it really could change your whole look, so be careful here. That's about all you need, and we're going to bring this all the way in. On the corner, on the cover, her eyes connect with that black. It really connects from the top to the bottom in the inner corner. Okay, now is where we could start thickening that up. And just make sure that you have a really smooth line. You also want to make sure this is a good line because you're going to apply fake lashes, and you want to hide the band of fake lashes. And again, I'm just going to do a small little flick here at the end. It doesn't look like she has an exaggerated wing. She might, but on the cover it really doesn't look like. You can't really see it very well. Alright, I'm just going to make sure these are even. I'm actually going to thicken this up just a bit, starting right here. And just for reference, I don't know if you can see, my eyeliner goes above my band of lashes as just a guide, so you can see exactly how thick I made it. Basically, you want it thick enough that it's going to take up a good chunk of your bottom portion of your lid, but it's still thin enough that the eyelid color peeks out when you're looking straight ahead. So while we have the Black Chalk Fluid Line, we're also going to line our upper lash line, and for the inner corner, I'm just going to go in right here with this brush. And then I'm going to switch to the Sigma E15. I've showed you guys this trick in another video. I love this brush for lining my lash lines because I'm a baby and I don't want to poke myself in the eye, but this brush really just gets in there really well. So you kind of want to just like lift up your lashes and get really into that upper lash line. I know a lot of people can just like go, but it freaks me out, so I find that this brush really makes it easy for me. Alright, and I'm also going to take that same brush and go on my lower lash line. Again, you're connecting it to the outside and you're going to connect it all the way in. I'm also going to take that brush, the flat one, and go up under my lashes just on the outer corner. You can see on the cover it's very thin on the inner corner and then it gets kind of smoky and smudgy on the outside. So I'm just going to put some of this on the outside. Just about halfway. And you see that gap there, you want to fill that in. So it all looks like one, okay? And just really make sure that inner corner, just totally rim the eyes with the black. This isn't a look I ever do, but we're doing the cover here. Dark and black, we're gonna go over this with the copper plate with just a small pencil brush. This one's from Sigma. And first I'm going to take copper plate and go over it on the outside so it softens it up. Okay, now I'm going to go back over that with the Carbon, which is the matte black from MAC. Again, you can use any brand. And we're really going to only concentrate this on the outer right here. Just about halfway in, maybe even a little bit less than that. Okay, now just get a Q-tip and some little makeup remover. And this is just to help you really clean up and get a precise, like over here. So I'm just gonna, and this is another reason why you don't want to use concealer or anything. You're gonna take it underneath there and just really clean up the inner corner here, because you don't have any product or color. Okay, and this is a Victoria's Secret remover and it works great. I'm just gonna go a little bit more here. Okay. So that is it for our lashes. We're just going to put a really thin coat of mascara on our uppers because we're going to add false lashes. And then also do your lower lashes really well. Now we're going to apply our false lashes, and I'm using the Demi Wispies, which are my most dramatic lashes that I have. They look like this. And I'm going to use the Dark Duo glue, which will dry dark. Obviously that glue is going to dry clear, and I messed up right here. Alright, so I'm going to, while that's drying, I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to go with the rest of the face because we have a lot to cover. The thing that you notice right away from her magazine cover is her skin is perfect and it's very bronzed and glowy. So, I obviously do not have perfect skin, so to get perfect skin, you want to use a good coverage foundation. I'm going to be using NARS's Sheer Glow in the color Punjab. And what I'm going to do is actually mix some of MAC's Strobe Liquid Lotion, which is kind of just like an illuminizing moisturizer. I don't really use this too much when it's not the summer. I use this a lot more in the summer because it just gives your skin an overall vibrancy and glow. I'm going to take 1 pump of the NARS Sheer Glow, and I'm just going to mix those together with my brush. I'm using the Sigma F84, the angled. I actually like this better than the other one because it's angled, so it gets in there. And I'm just going to mix them together on the back of my hand and go right on my face all over. And I'm going to go a little bit more. 1 pump and 1 pump. And the Strobe Liquid Lotion, like I said, it's really nice for summer because it just gives your skin a like nice even glow without looking like you're greasy or oily. Make sure you go over your mouth, around your nose, anywhere you're normally red. And we're just going to cover. This is where you could use the angle to really create that shape of your eye. You could do this with the concealer too, but the angle brush makes it really easy to do. Okay, now you want to go in and conceal any little spots because you really want your skin to look absolutely flawless. So I'm just using Bobbi Brown Corrector in light to medium bisque. I have a little bitty spot there. You can't even really tell anymore. I'm going to cover that up. And anywhere you'd have redness that the foundation didn't take care of for you. Okay, next I'm going to put my concealer. I'm going to set this with a translucent powder. The translucent powder won't stick under my eye. So I'm using MAC Select Moisture Cover. I'm in the color NW20. Her under eyes are very bright. So keep that in mind. Now I don't really have dark circles, so this is just a great way to brighten. And I just use my fingers. Here again, you could really create that shape underneath, clean it up. This is going to instantly give your eyes a more bold and dramatic look. Because when your under eyes look perfect and bright, it really does wonders for your actual eyes. Okay. Now, as always, you want to set that because you don't want it to smear or cake or crease or settle into your fine lines. For that, I'm going to use the Bare Minerals Well Rested. Big shocker here. I'm just going to tap some out into the lid. This is my MAC 225 brush that I got at a CCO. It's discontinued. And I'm going to start in the inner corner and just set that. And you can just see already, but an instant from side to side. It just, oh, I love it. Okay, getting carried away. Just really get in that inner corner. You could even kind of take it up too, just for an even brighter. Okay. Now before we set our face, we want to take care of the bronzed and glowy part. I'm not really going to use a blush because she doesn't really have blush on. It's just, well, maybe she has a little bit of blush on, but it's just very bronze. So I'm going to use the Chanel Bronze Universal because this can kind of work as a blush and as a bronzer because of the color. And I've told you this, guys, before. I love this Sigma synthetic little travel brushes for this because it picks up the product but doesn't absorb the product and puts it on your face really well. A piece of glue stuck to me. Alright, so we're going to start back here and just kind of put the bronzer down into the shape that you want and then blend it. She has a very contoured look, so we're going to go with that. And hers actually starts like right there. And we're going to also take this up on the temples and down. And that alone just really ties the look together. Alright, again, swirling it in here. We're going to start at the back. It's always best to start at the back because if you start at the front and you put on too much, you're going to look crazy. So if you start at the back, a lot of your hair could cover it, and you could also blend it forward to get a less dramatic effect. And again, we're going to start, her bronzer starts right here. So we're going to start right there, make sure that's where it ends and doesn't go past that. And just really blend it. Also, her chin isn't really bronzed, but like her outline of her jaw is. So we're going to, it's almost like her outline of her whole face. So we're just going to bronze around our jaw. This will make your face look really slender too. Also, you can go down the sides of your nose. But I think it's pretty good. Okay, her eyebrows, now you guys know I never fill in my eyebrows. Her eyebrows are pretty dark. So I'm just going to very, very lightly fill them in using, this is my favorite eyebrow color. It's charcoal brown from MAC. It's just a matte color. And for that, I'm just going to surprisingly use this little brush from Sigma. It's the E20. And you always, let me zoom in. I never do eyebrows, so I probably did this out of order. But you always want to start here, because if you put on a lot of color here, that really could change your whole look of your face, and you don't want to do that. So really just start at the middle and go out, and then whatever you have left on the brush, kind of bring it in. And what I do is I usually go on the top and kind of outline it, and then go underneath and outline it. And again, I never do my eyebrows, but I know a lot of you tell me I should. I just am too lazy. Really like this brush though, because it's short and stubby and it's very dense, so it's not real fluffy. It's not going to move around. Her eyebrows are thinner than mine, especially up here. I wasn't about to wax my eyebrows for the sake of the tutorial and totally change the shape, but if you have thin eyebrows, then you could definitely play it up. I'm just going to darken mine because I like my eyebrows and I don't want to cut them in half. Also, if you needed to extend them, you could do that with the shadow. Alright, and just for the sake of highlighting even more, I'm going to take some more Mylar and just go right under here, in case we lost any of that with the... Okay, I'll zoom you back out. So now that we have everything, I'm actually not even going to do my cheeks. I'm not even going to put a color on my cheeks, but I do need to highlight because she has a lot of glow to her face. For that, I'm going to use the other half of the Bone Beige Emphasize, this color. I'm just going to use this Sigma F35, and just where you normally would, like right here and up. Actually, not where you normally would. I normally would go right at the top of my cheekbones, but she doesn't really have it. Right in the middle of her forehead, down her nose, and on her chin right here. If you wanted to go right here, you could just add that. I definitely would, you could use a powder or a cream for that. I find with the powder you have more control. Alright, so aside from the lips, we are completely done. Now, I don't want my face to look powdery. Her face definitely does not look powdery. I mean, it's also photographed and probably touched up, but I don't want my face to look powdery. So, I'm going to stay away from the MSF Natural, and I'm going to use this translucent powder from MAC. It's just set powder in the color Invisible. I think I got this from MAC Pro a long time ago. I'm just using a big powder brush from Sigma. It's a white, but it goes on invisible. And you just want to, wherever you put bronzer or foundation, it's a very light powder. I love this, especially if you're a makeup artist for photo shoots and stuff, because it sets everything and it makes it look flawless and even, but it doesn't make you look powdery. You can even take this over your eyes. It's sheer, so you're not going to move anything that you did. You're not going to smear anything. You're not going to cake anything on. It's just a very nice and lightweight powder. Even take it over your eyebrows so your shadow doesn't move. Alright, lastly, her lips are mostly nude. They have a little bit peachy undertones. I'm going to start out with a lip liner from P2. Any nude liner will do. This one is in the color Nude 09, and it's the Pure Lip Last Liner. And I'm going to fill my lips in. As you can see, it's just really defining them. It's nude, so it's not going to look like much of a difference. Her lips look glossy for the most part. You can put down a lipstick. I was going to use Freckle Tone, then I just decided to use this Kissable Lip Color from MAC in the color Super because it's almost like a lipstick in a lip gloss form. It does give enough color payoff. It takes a while to get product out though. Okay, and then just for a little bit extra detail, I'm going to go back just in the middle of my lip with a peach gloss. This is Ember Glow from MAC. Just in the middle. Like that. And just do that, and it'll smear the color around. So, that is my finished Mila Kunis Cosmopolitan cover. But I realized this was a really long video, so I apologize for that. It's just, I wanted to be really detailed. This is the first ever inspired, you know, look that I've copied, so I wanted to really be detailed and make you guys proud. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!